And I felt like moving into my car was like a fight for survival. I was taking a stand. I wanted to survive. Yeah, so everything's going haywire. So here we are in Walmart after finding out that my tire was completely totaled and has bubbles in it, and all of my plans are ruined. And among all of these tires, they don't have mine, so I'm trying to process this. But at least we match, so that's good. Walmart tonight is our one-stop shop, so they put our donut tire on for us. I'm gonna run in here to the store and buy some food before it starts snowing. Fortunately, we are at a great big Walmart. It popped up on iOverlander, and there's a nice area over there with RVs that we are going to go check out. So I decided that I'm just going to cook a spontaneous dinner tonight. Woo! Our kitchen is falling apart. We're gonna be cooking on the big one tonight. We're gonna be doing this number. Windows are down, so this is just a reality, guys. You know, I have to cook food, and just how it goes sometimes. I know it may not seem like the safest, but at the same time, I think that just because I'm in a car, I don't see, you know, how that would necessarily preclude me from doing this, because a lot of people doing van life do this, and honestly, this is a livelihood. Carbon monoxide detectors, fire blankets. So one of the topics that I really wanted to discuss, and it was my intention to discuss on this video, was the subject of loneliness and how different this time around is for me. And I haven't talked a whole lot about my trip out west. Those of you who have followed me, you know that I had kind of some goals I wanted to accomplish. It was somewhat of an experiment as well, to kind of see how long I could go living in my car. And I do have some results from that, and I will be coming out with a video. Woo! So in our makeshift kitchen, it looks like we have some soy sauce and some Szechuan spicy sauce. I will return to what I was talking about before. I'm just going to talk about it in a little bit though, because sometimes the frying gets really loud, and I also want to concentrate on cooking. All right, let's give it a try. There it is. That is, that is hot, and that is spicy, and that is just how I like it. This is stuff that like I need to be eating more of. I want to be eating better food like this. This is what I want to be doing. I feel better when I eat like this, and I can't believe that I let fear stop me from cooking like this. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but like I lived in a Toyota Corolla for a year and a half. I never did anything like this. I was just too afraid. I just lived in the shadows of society, and I was all by myself eating my Walmart salad every night. And God bless me for doing that, but help, like this is so much better. Like if you're gonna live in your car, if you're gonna car camp, go all out. I mean, please, like, do what's safe, do what works for you, but when it comes to the quality of the life, this is so much better. It's so much easier on the wallet, and I wish I had not waited so long to start living like this. I don't ever want to let fear just dictate all of my decisions. Please use common sense. Please be careful. Please be safe, and be safe if you're in a house too. Is my boy hungry? You wanna eat? A little chicken on there? There you go, little guy. Parker. Hey, Parky. How's your dinner? Do you like it? Affirmative. Why not give the boy a little treat? You want a little treat? There it is. Take it. Take it. There you go. But what I was basically alluding to earlier was just sort of about how the dynamic has changed. When I originally lived in my car, I actually lived in my car long before I ever referenced it on YouTube. It was before I became a Mennonite, and I moved from my apartment because of extreme loneliness. I could not cope with being by myself. I went to college, I was in dorms, I always had roommates and apartments. Then I went to a work program where there was always stuff going on. I had suite mates, and I did not adapt well to living by myself. And I think now I could definitely handle it, but back then it was not a good time for me. So I actually initially did move into my car the first time, and that was several years ago. I think that was like 2017 or something. So I was a bit younger than I am now. And that is why I did it. Now, the situation today is very different. Right now, I have a family situation, and sometimes I really do just need a little break. I love my family, and I am on leave, and I'm there to help, and I want to be there. But let's just be honest, in some things, sometimes we just need to get away a little bit. We need to step back a little bit so that we can be even more helpful, so that our time helping is more meaningful when we come back refreshed. And that is just what this car is doing for me, because I do still have some friends in the general area, not so much like where my parents are, but more like a couple hours away. And this is a very nice option for me to be able to go visit them, but I don't necessarily want to stay at their house. I'm sure I have that option, but I really do prefer the autonomy of having my own car camper. And I just find it like amazing how just there's so many like diverse circumstances for what's going on, and just how the car camper meets my needs. So I went from being so lonely that I'm not going to go into detail here because it's just YouTube and it's not appropriate. This is uplifting, and I'm well past a lot of those feelings, but let's just say I was really suffering, and I felt like moving into my car was almost, it was like a fight for survival. I was taking a stand. I wanted to survive. And I think being out and around people more, it was less scary to me. I didn't feel, there's a lot to that. I've gotten a lot of help since then, guys. I've gotten a lot of counseling. I've had a lot of therapy, and I'm doing like, that's just kind of a different situation there back in my very young adulthood, what I dealt with. And I'm so grateful that I moved past, those fears that I face and being so alone. And so, yes, I'm one of those people where I am on that spectrum of I can't stand being by myself, but then I also really do need to get away. I heard that. I heard that burp. And I don't know why I grab the things I do, but when I was in Walmart, instinctually, I just grabbed this Cadbury egg. I mean, it was just in front of me, and I just very primally grabbed it, and that was the end of it. I didn't even think about it. I just grabbed it, and now it's up in the front seat somewhere. And I don't know why. I don't know why the stress, brings about doing that, but I like to think that I'm making progress. I'm kind of going off on a tangent right now, which brings me to the other point that I was trying to make when I was cooking, but it was too loud, is that a lot of these vlogs are sort of keeping me company. And how I was saying, well, I'll meet you back in a second. I mean, I don't have to do that. It's YouTube. It's not a live show. I can just stop my camera and I can pretend that dynamic never happened. I can pretend it never happened and I can just start filming and talking about whatever I want. But I think that either A, I'm just not quite as good of a YouTuber yet. I'm not that experienced. It really does take time to get into those transitions and to sort of put yourself in seamlessly. But on the other hand, I think part of it is that I'm already thinking ahead to when I'm going to post this. And it's February. This will not go up for some time after I create this video, but I still am sort of feel that feeling of people will comment on it and thank you so much, and I will read those comments. And so I'm almost getting a dose of that social stimuli that I crave sometimes, being such an introvert and getting overstimulated in social situations and then running off all by myself and then in turn craving that social stimulation. And so it's almost like when I'm talking to the camera like this, it's almost like a Pavlov dog effect. I already associate it with, people commenting, people watching my video, and then that sort of helps to foster a sense of community. I do have, I do have friends, I do have a life, I have a job, I have family. So it's not like I'm without people, but I am not one of the most social people in the world. I'm not an extrovert, and I that's just not who I am. And so I think that somewhat making these videos helps to tide me over in those social hiatuses, if that makes any sense. My front seat is filled with stuff. We are going out the side door. It's not so stealthy when you get out of your car and get back in, but it's how it goes. Right? So yeah, I think I have everything that I need right here. So I think that we're good, guys. I'm gonna go to sleep, okay? How's my little piglet? Last night I had a dream that my tire, no, I'm just kidding. Last night I had a dream that I bought a homestead. I mean, it wasn't really like a homestead per se. It didn't have like animals and stuff, but it was just this really cool shed and it was a beautiful house. I'm going to hop off of here and try and find some help for my tire. Will I go wild camping or will I end up staying in Front Royal, Virginia for another day?